Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a minute. um, I don't really know what to talk about this time around. Whereas I feel like the other videos I had a specific idea in mind. Um, it is currently 6 in the morning, so I guess I'll talk about that. It's also Monday. Um, you ever just like, you know what you want to do, right? You know what you have to do, you know what you want to do, and you do neither of them. Or sometimes even you do both of them. And despite doing both of them, right, you're doing what you need to do, which should give you, right, maybe it won't give you the instant joy of what doing what you want to do would give you, right? But it would give you a sense of contentment because it's like you just did your work, right? And then you do what you want to do to fill in the gap of the instant gratification stuff. You'd think if you do both of those like that, what does that make? It just makes like permanently, you know, satisfied, fulfilled, right? That's what you'd think. And maybe it does, but I think even if you do those things and you're doing everything right, it'll feel like that's not enough if you don't have the right mindset. And I feel like some people who run into this issue do one of either two things. First, they tell themselves they're not enough, and they push even harder. And they do even more things that they want to do, and more things that they need to do. Maybe they'll even experiment a bit and start doing more things that they need to do and less things they want to do, or maybe even more things they want to do. They'll change up the formula, but it won't fix anything because I mean it should be pretty obvious with how I phrased it that it's what they're doing is not the problem. It's how they think about what they're doing. And then the other type of people, which is what I am, is you do everything, right? What you want to do and what you need to do, and you don't feel like it was good enough, so you just sort of quit. You just if it doesn't work right away, why bother? The gifted kid syndrome. If you do your schooling, right? You don't study for the test, and you get an A. And they say eventually, you're gonna have to like every gifted kid runs into this, right? That one day your life will finally get that hard, and it definitely will. But I mean, I'm in college now, and honestly, putting in the same menial effort, yeah, like it's harder. I can't get straight A's like I used to, but with that same minimum effort, I mean, it's not like I'm failing. Still get good grades. It's good enough if you allow it to be. And it's really confusing you know? Because I was told that it would start to get hard, like really hard, to the point where I can't just keep up what I'm doing, but I'm I, I I'm waiting. Still this day, I'm waiting. And I know I need to stop waiting, is the thing. Because I'm starting to realize that if I wait for it to finally bonk me on the head, I think I'll just end up going through life, well, being just good enough and seeing what caused, people like this to be in this situation in the first place, feeling not good enough. Something tells me, someone as perfectionist as that isn't going to be very satisfied with a life that's just good enough. So, should probably do something about that then, right? Now, the question is just what? How do I overcome the bad habit of freezing in place, getting stuck when I run into this issue, while also balancing on the fine line of not leaning so far in the opposite direction that I become like the people who just start working more, right? Because every time I feel like I get the motivation to, fix my issue, I just end up feeling like I'm leaning in the other direction, right? Now I feel like I'm just working to fix it for the same reason. I'm channeling that energy of not feeling good enough into work instead of into just despair, I guess, anxiousness. So, it just makes you feel even more stuck. Sometimes I think the solution is to maybe get a clean start, you know? Turn everything off and just start from scratch, but it's like I kind of need everything on to function. That's kind of how the world works now, you know? Like, yeah, I could turn off the video games and the useless crap you don't need for sure. No doubt about it. But what am I supposed to do now with this like obviously I know the answer to that, but what I mean is like I can get rid of the games, but I still have the computer. And it's like I still have access to the internet. It's like, okay, then you can get rid of the internet. Okay, that's great, but now I'm a computer scientist. Like I need this is kind of my whole thing. I need to work on this thing. And it's like, okay, well just use it for educational purposes. It's like, okay, well I put the restrictions on my browser, but now I have a phone and it's just like it's too much. I don't think that's the solution. It has to be something. It can't be external. Is what I've realized. I've tried too much for the answer to be external. I know it's internal. I don't know the right steps to take. For starters, it's probably not a bad idea to develop a good internal monologue with yourself. You gotta find that thing that that like makes you want to change, right? Because like what's wrong, right? You have to ask yourself that. And I think I've done that step. My issue is I want to be independent. I don't want to be a burden to people. And doing stuff like this makes me feel like maybe I'm taking a step in that direction, you know? Like this is something that is mine and no one else's. No one told me to do this. No one no one's expecting anything of me in regard to this. The only one expecting anything out of this is me. It's fully mine, and that's kind of why I'm here right now speaking, cuz well, when times get tough, this feels right. And so you need to find that thing. It's not going to be that exact thing that I just said for everybody. And even if it is being independent, right, for you, it's probably not going to manifest in the same way it's manifesting for me right now, right? Me doing this is an accumulation of like my whole life, my environment, me growing up. My lack of social skills is, enticing me to exercise that muscle by doing this. And you need to find that thing. And it might take some inner searching and it might take time, you know? Like, I used to tell myself all these days of just wallowing around and thinking and thinking and doing nothing but thinking. Like, there's no action happening, right? There's no movement. It must be useless, right? It must be a waste of my time, but I don't think it is. I think every little bit of it is gonna add up one day, right? I think one day I'll look back at this time and I'll think, you know what? It might have been rough and I may have done things differently, but it was that tough time that put me where I am today. I'm hoping future me can say that. I have faith future me will be able to say that, you know? I have faith, and I think having faith in that is important. You know, it gets better. It kind of has to, right? Alright, guys. Thanks for listening. Sorry it took so long this time around, but yeah, I'll see you maybe. Alright, bye.